We are from Group 4 and we are decided to choose Nestle company for our group project. So before I start explaining on the company background, I would like to briefly explain on the introduction. Financial position, or known as balance sheet, are necessary for financial management users when analyzing the company for decision making. The purpose of financial position is to inform users regarding the current status of the business as at the date listed on the balance sheet. Investors can evaluate an organization by using two methods, which are quantitative factors and qualitative factors. It is important for a company to take into consideration of using both methods because it shows clear pictures of an organization. Quantitative factors refer to the financial numbers that affect health and profit of an organization, like asset-to-asset ratio, current ratio, inventory turnover, and others. In short, quantitative factors are quantifiable and can be measured in terms of numbers. However, qualitative factors apply to non-numeric elements of the business that are somewhat more intangible but can affect company's future value. For example, to measure customer satisfaction, a company can perform the analysis by using SWOT analysis, PAS, and Porter's 5 forces. Move to the company background. In 1912, Nestle has been recognized through quality products and brands while retaining halal excellence and reputation. This is often in line with improving quality of life and contributing to a healthier future, as well as promising to provide everyone with good food, good life. In the earlier year of establishment, they using different name, which is Anglo-Swiss Milk Company, and changed the name in the year of 1939 to Nestle Group. Their first location was in Penang and moved to Kuala Lumpur because of growth and expansion. After Malaysia Independence Day in the mid-1960s, Nestle has established new division, which is cookery products division, and one of the famous cookery products is Maggi. Today, Nestle Malaysia operates half dozens factories and employs over 4,600 staff nationwide, manufacturing over 500 halal certified products. For qualitative factors, we decided to use SWOT analysis. It is because SWOT has become one of the foremost helpful tools for business owners to know the problem they might face and to grow their business. There are 4 elements of the acronym SWOT analysis. That means strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat. Strength and weaknesses refer to internal factors that are the resources and experience readily available to Nestle. Nestle's strength that we want to highlight is its globally recognized brand. Nestle has developed successful brand recognition around the world by effective marketing and branding strategies. For example, Nestle uses sales promotion by offering discounts for online shopping on Nestle products. Nestle also has well-established relationship with popular brand when they own and marketed big brands like KitKat, Maggi, Milo, and Nescafe. As for Nestle's weakness, the company has been criticized over high water usage in producing bottled water. They currently having problem when Selangor always suffer from water supply disruptions. This is because water is the main source in order for their operations to run smoothly. And due to the incident, Nestle have been struggling to maintain in the market as they lost consumer confidence, and Nestle's brand reputation has been significantly damaged. Online shopping is one of the opportunities that Nestle can grab. Along with the technology advancement, people tend to shop online through websites or platforms such as Shopee and Lazada. Based on research in 2020, Nestle online sales has increased 48% for over 9 months. It shows that nowadays people spend more on online shopping, and it is a big opportunity that Nestle should focus more on in order to sustain in the market. Okay, next, threat that can affect Nestle is when the increasing number of competitors within the same industry. As you can see, food and beverage industries are extremely competitive and comprises various companies such as small, large, and even international. And they might offer similar products of food and beverage. And in order for Nestle to be different, is they must have the uniqueness in their products and services. For example, they can increase their customer satisfaction by producing good quality food and healthy at the same time, just like their slogan, to produce good food, good life.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I am FATIN AMIRAH binti Abu Bakar. Today, I will proceed the presentation in explaining on the vertical common size analysis of Nestle Malaysia Berhad for 3 years from year 2017 to 2019. First, I will explain on the vertical analysis of the total asset. As you can see from the graph, major component of asset consists of PPE that holds more than 40% of the total asset. The increase in PPE in year 2019 is because there an acquisition of plant and machinery, tools and equipment. Meanwhile, the smallest amount of non-current asset consists of non-trade receivable that hold less than 1% of all the total asset. As for the current asset, the trade receivable and inventory holds majority amount of current asset. The graph shows that the trend for trade receivable continuously decreased in year 2019 from year 2017. This indicates that Nestle Malaysia Berhad are efficient in collecting payment from their debtors. However, although they are efficient in collecting payment, the substantially lower percentage in cash and cash equivalent indicates that Nestle holding its receivable longer and less efficient in converting their receivable into cash. As for next, for the inventory, it shows an increasing in trend from year 2017 to 2019. It can be seen that the company is efficient in managing their inventory in year 2017 since they are holding only 17.86% of their inventory as compared to 20.24% in year 2019. Overall, based on the analysis of the total asset, it can be seen that there is no significant changes in the item of balance sheet for all the 3 years. Next, I will explain on the vertical analysis of the income statement for 3 years from year 2017 to 2019. Based on the graph, the profit for the year earned by the company have a fluctuating trend. It shows that the profit of the company increased by 12.9% in year 2019, but there is slightly decline from year 2017 to 2018, which is from 12.21% to 11.94%. Based on the annual report of Nestle Malaysia Berhad, the reported increasing in net profit in year 2019 is due to the strong growth from domestic sales at 4.7% from year 2018. However, in year 2018, although the total revenue increased in 4.9% from the previous year, the company reported lower percentage of net profit. This is because the company incurred high selling and distribution expenses as compared to the other 2 years. All in all, for the most part, high revenue and low expenses play a vital role to ensure company able to generate profit rather than incurred loss for the year. As for Nestle Malaysia Berhad, the majority of their sales coming from domestic sales that continuously increased in year 2019 from year 2017. The highest contribution is in year 2019 that give 80.4% from their total revenue.
My name is NURUL NASUHA binti ISMAM and I will continue to analyze Nestle Malaysia Berhad in terms of profitability ratio. Firstly, in the net profit margin, the net profit margin in 2019 is 12.90%, slightly higher compared to 2018 performance with 11.94%. According to the Nestle Malaysia Berhad CEO, the increasing in the net profit margin is not only due to the growth of the domestic sale, but it is because of the strong sales campaign, such as under Maggi brand, the group launched Tak Kenal Tak Cinta campaign for Maggi Cukup Rasa with the aim for the empowering support for the women. The net profit margin in 2018 is slightly decreased when we compare with 2017 ratio with 12.28%, because of the increasing in the group income tax expenses and the rest of the expenses from the operating and finance activity in 2018. Next, in total asset turnover, show there are fluctuate trends, but there was no major differences. Starting from 2017, the asset turnover is 2.02 times and increased in 2018 with 1.94 times and increased back in 2019 with 2.02 times. I will continue to analyze with return on asset or ROA. The ROA is higher in 2019 with 24.68% when we compare with 2018 ROA performance with 23.14%, mainly due to the lower expenses recorded in 2019, resulting the net profit of the group increase and much better in 2019 when we compare with 2018 net profit. The ROA also showed the decrease when we compare with 2017 with 24.55% with the 2018 year performance because of the excessive of total asset that not fully utilized in 2018. Other than that, in terms of return on equity or ROE, the trend is fluctuate but there was no significant changes. Starting from 2017, the ROE is 101.05%, then decreased with 170%, and lastly increased back in 2019 with 101.20%. Based on our analyzing, the 3 years of the Nestle performance shows that the net profits of the group is more than the total equity of the company, making the 100% of return to its shareholder.
Assalamualaikum, I am NURAZIMAH binti AZMI and I'm going to present about efficiency and leverage ratio of Nestle Malaysia Berhad. Efficiency ratio are used to measure how effectively the company utilizes its asset internally. The account receivable turnover is used to compute how many times a business takes to convert its receivable into cash during a period. The higher the ratio, the better it is. It is because it indicates the debt are being collected quickly and implies efficient credit and collection period. On the other hand, the low ratio indicates a longer collection period, which implies delayed payment from debtors. As for Nestle Malaysia Berhad, its account receivable turnover has decreased from 22 times in 2017 to 21 times in 2018, but significantly increased to 24 times in 2019. The ratio increases in the year 2019 shows that Nestle Malaysia Berhad was collecting its receivable more frequently throughout the year in comparison to the previous year. It also showed that Nestle Malaysia Berhad is improving in managing and collecting its receivable, and it is a positive sign for the company that indicates faster recovery of account receivable. Nestle Malaysia Berhad account receivable turnover still represent a positive trend because there is only a small difference between each year, which more or less the same for 2017 and 2018. The ratio decreases in 2018, which is from 22 times to 21 times due to the increases in sales in the year 2018 from 5.2 billion to 5.5 billion. Nestle Malaysia Berhad managed to collect its receivable within 30 days on average, and this indicates that the company is efficient in collecting its account receivable. The inventory turnover is used to compute how many times a business takes to convert its inventory into sales. As for Nestle Malaysia Berhad, the inventory turnover has decreased over the 3 periods, and this is unfavorable. The inventory turnover had decreased from 7.17 times in 2017 to 6.78 times in 2018 and further decreased to 6.37 times in 2019. When it continues to decrease, it indicates Nestle Malaysia Berhad is less efficient in managing its inventory because it takes a longer time to convert its inventory into sales. The ratio decreases in the year 2018 is due to increasing in sales and make them to producing more to fulfill the demand, but it causes excess number of inventories remain in the business. Poor inventory control that causes an increase in the amount of inventory might be the reason for the low inventory turnover. Fixed asset turnover is applied to measure how well the company used its fixed asset to generate revenue. The higher the fixed asset turnover, the more efficient the company in managing its fixed asset to generate revenue. On the other hand, the low fixed asset turnover indicates that the company is inefficient or not fully utilize its fixed asset. As for Nestle Malaysia Berhad, its fixed asset turnover had increased from 2.58 times in 2017 to 2.66 times in 2018 and further increased to 2.73 times in 2019. In the year 2019, it shows a higher fixed asset turnover in comparison to the previous year. It means for every RM1 invested in fixed asset, the company able to earn net sales of RM2.73 in 2019, RM2.66 in 2018, and RM2.58 in 2017. It also indicates that Nestle Malaysia Berhad is efficient in utilizing its fixed asset. Leverage ratios, which also called solvency ratios, represent a company's long-term financial viability and its ability to cover long-term obligations. The debt ratio measures the percentage of total assets that are financed using the debt. The higher the debt ratio, the more financial risk to the company. The lower the ratio, the better the company's position. As for Nestle Malaysia Berhad, in the year 2019, the company gets the lower debt ratio, which is 75.61% in comparison to the previous year, which is 77% in 2018 and 75.7% in 2017. The debt ratio in 2019 means that every RM1 of asset is financed by RM76 of debt compared to RM77 in 2018. It has dropped 1.41% from the year 2018, indicates that the debt has declined and the solvency has improved. In the year 2018, the ratio means every RM1 of asset is financed by RM77 of debt compared to only 75 cents in 2017. The ratio increase in the year 2018 indicates that in the year 2018, the company used more debt to finance its asset. The debt-to-equity ratio measures the degree of indebtedness of the company and gives an idea to the creditors to determine how well they are protected in the case of insolvency. A debt-to-equity ratio greater than 1 or 100% means that the company is a leveraged firm, while a ratio that less than 1 means that the company is a conservative firm. As for Nestle Malaysia Berhad, the company is considered as a leveraged firm because the debt-to-equity ratio is more than 100% and generally means that the company assets are more funded by debts or the business uses debt to finance its growth. In the year 2019, the company has a lower debt-to-equity ratio, which is 310% in comparison to the previous year, 335% in 2018 and 312% in 2017. This indicates that the company is in a better debt position and higher solvency. There is a fluctuation trend, which is in 2017 and 2018, the ratio increased from 312% to 335%. This is due to an increase in the lease liability that caused an increase in total liabilities. Times interest earned measure the company's ability to meet its debt obligation based on its current income. As for Nestle Malaysia Berhad, in the year 2019, the company's times interest earned significantly increased, which is 22.43 times as compared to 21 times in 2018. This indicates that the company is in a better position to pay its debt as it is an improvement from the previous year. It also indicates that the company managed to have more earnings before interest and tax to cover its interest expense. In the year 2018, the ability of the firm to cover its interest had declined substantially, as shown by the time interest earned of 22.6 times in 2017 dropped to 21 times in 2018. The decline is due to rising interest expense and the company has a lower ability to pay the debts in 2018.
Okay, next I will continue with liquidity ratio. The first one is current ratio. Current ratio is to measure the firm's ability to pay off its short-term obligation with its current assets. The minimum guideline of current ratio is 2. It shows that the current ratio for Nestle Malaysia Berhad was more or less the same for those 3 years with 0.65 in 2017, 0.68 in 2018, and in 2019 it decreased to 0.65, same as in year 2017. The company is not successful in staying above current ratio of 2, and it also could indicate better control of receivable and inventory. And lastly, it may be due to increase in inventory and trade and other receivable. Asset test ratio is also known as quick ratio, where it measures the company ability to pay its current liability when they come due with quick asset, excluding inventory. Inventory is not included because it is the least liquid asset compared to others. Nestle does not have much changes in asset test ratio trends. In general, Nestle asset test ratio dropped year by year from 0.37 to 0.34 and 0.34 to 0.331 in 2017, 2018, and 2019. In conclusion, that means Nestle's ability to pay its current liability is getting worse, and they have to take action to improve the liquidity. For example, by increasing the sales, Nestle can improve inventory turnover as well as increase the cash on hand. The guideline for the minimum asset test ratio was 1. However, some industries find quick ratio below 1 is acceptable. The number of day sales in receivable relates to the amount of account receivable to the average daily sales on account. Day sales in receivable is the length of time taken for the company to collect cash from its credit sales. The sooner the cash can be collected, the sooner the cash can be used for operation. In this case, Nestle shows good performance when they only take 18 days to collect their cash in 2017 and improve in 2018 by collect 1 day early. It gets better for 2019 when Nestle only took 14 days to collect their cash from their debtor. In conclusion, Nestle is improved year by year, which shows they has great collection procedures and their debtors also able to pay their purchase within the credit term. The number of days sales in inventory relates to the amount of ending inventory to the average cost of goods sold. It shows how many days a company's current stock of inventory will last. The day sales of inventory for the year 2017, 2018, and 2019 are increasing from 52 days to 57 days and from 57 days to 58 days. It shows that Nestle has poor liquidity in inventory from 2017 to 2019. In conclusion, we can see on the year 2019, the inventory moves slower year by year, and it resulted in decreasing in cash flow. This is because the longer the inventory not moving from the warehouse, the longer the time takes for the company's cash can be used for other operations. Working capital assess company's ability to pay its current liability with its current asset. The table above shows that 2017 and 2019 indicates negative working capital of RM 577.9 million, 566.6 million, and 581.7 million respectively, which means the company does not have enough liquid asset to meet its current obligations. This is because the management has poor cash flow and inefficient asset management. As a result, company need to borrow some money to settle its debt, which lead to increasing of its current obligations. Free cash flow, in short, is excess money after the company pays all its operating expenses and capital expenditure. It is important to investors as they want to know whether the company is able to pay them or not. We can see that Nestle managed its money better from 2017 to 2018. This is because they are increasing in free cash flow of RM 571 million and 136,000 to RM 897 million and 503,000. However, starting 2019, it decreased so much by RM 354 million and 458,000, which led to poor performance of free cash flow and reflects that they might not be able to operate well in 2020 next year. The poor performance might be due to increase in acquisition of property, plant and equipment from 2017 to 2018.
Now, I will explain on one of the market ratio analysis, which is earning per share. Based on the graph, the earning per share of the company shows an increasing in trend from year 2017 to 2019. The increase in earning per share in year 2019 is because of the highest net profit attributable to the ordinary shareholder. This is contributed by the strong growth in domestic sales. Meanwhile, in year 2018, the increase in earning per share is because Nestle improved their internal efficiencies and charges favorable price for their key commodities. Therefore, due to the increasing in net income, it gives favorable amount of earning per share to the shareholder of the company from year to year. Next, I will explain on the cash flow analysis of Nestle Malaysia Berhad. Based on the cash flow statement, it has a fluctuating trend in the amount of cash and bank balance. The fluctuation is due to several transactions that is happening throughout the year. For the part of cash generated from operation, there is significant cash outflow for trade and other payable in year 2019 as compared to 2018. This shows that the payment made to creditors indicates that the company have capability and efficient in meeting their short-term obligation. Other than that, there is significant decrease in trade and other receivable in 2019 as compared to 2018 and 2017. This decreasing trend clearly shows that the company are efficient in collecting payment from their debtors. As for cash flow from investing activities, it has decreasing trend for the 3 years. In year 2017, it have highest cash outflow because there is an acquisition of PPE. Meanwhile, in year 2018 and 2019, it reported lower net cash outflow because there is proceed from divestment, that is sale from chill dairy business and sale of their factory in PG. Lastly, the cash flow from financing activities of this company have a fluctuating trend. The significant difference is due to the proceed from borrowing in year 2019 and year 2017. However, in year 2018, the company made repayment of loan obtained from previous year. Hence, it can be seen that in the balance sheet, the total loan in year 2018 is decreased, but increased back in year 2019. That is all from me. Thank you.
Next, I will present the short-term future prospects of Nestle Malaysia Berhad. The year of 2020 is a challenging year for the Nestle with the economic downturns around the world that hits locally or globally. Since the COVID-19 hits Malaysia, it's weakened the food and beverage industry due to the limited or restrictions of operations on hotel, restaurant, and cafe, or also known as HORECA, during the Movement Control Order or MCO or other government's order because of the low demands of Nestle product to the hotel or restaurant operation. Apart from that, in 2020, we also could see the political crisis happen in Malaysia that lead to the appointments of the Yang Amat Berbahagia Tan Sri Dato' Haji Muhyiddin bin Haji Muhammad Yassin as Malaysian 8th Prime Minister. Under the new government, there are a lot of new policy or regulation was introduced such as Bantuan Prihatin Nasional that help individual or business. Based on Nestle third quarter financial performance in 2020, reported that the net profit was dropped 13.16% to RM128.39 million from RM148.99 million in third quarter 2019 due to the impacts of COVID-19 pandemic and because of the increase in operation expenses as Nestle Malaysia conduct a COVID-19 prevention best practice program in response against the virus. We move to 2021 performance. We expect that the food and beverage industry to slowly recover and maintain steady because of the news of Malaysian government have secured the vaccine for the use of Malaysian citizens, and Malaysian only could receive the first batch of this vaccine in February 2021. Apart from that, the government also has extended the Special Income Tax Relief RM1000 for the domestic travel for the 2021. Because of this factor, we expect that the Nestle Group net profit highly likely to increase due to the vaccine news and because of the recovery of HoReCa situation. We believe that the group can sustain its operation in 2021 because of the Nestle details plan in generating more profit, while at the same time they also taking care of their shareholder. Other than that, Nestle have history more than 100 years in Malaysia, and most of the Malaysian citizens are the customer of Nestle as we grew up with the Nestle brands such as Milo, Maggi and etc. Being able to sustain in a long history is proof that the Nestle has again trust from its customer in Malaysia as they could create adding value product and services aligned with their customer expectation. In conclusion, the effort shows by Nestle Malaysia Berhad in managing their operation to continue deliver the best product to its customer might be one of the reasons of their excellent sustainability financial performance. Even though in January 2021, Malaysians start with the MCO and other government's order, and Malaysians also have declared COVID-19 state of emergency amidst of the political challenges, we are confident that the Nestle Malaysia Berhad to continue to be the best in producing and manufacturing of food-based product to fulfill the never-ending demand from Malaysian people. That's all from our group. Thank you for watching.